Commander's expecting you. I wouldn't keep her waiting. Command post is at the far end of the compound inside the old Terror Brew.
I pride myself on knowing everyone on this world, and I don't know you. You're with the collection team then, I presume. Either that, or you're one deeply unlucky trespasser. Vanguard, eh? Brief said you were an eclectic group. You must have really shined out on the fringe to get assigned a task like this. Ah, then this must be the rest of your outfit.
Commander Hatum.
No need for introductions, Major Sinon. Dr. Walker, your reputations precede you, as does the urgency of your mission, so I'll get to it. Now, Londinium is one of the most dangerous places in the Milky Way. It's with good reason my soldiers and I do everything we can to avoid any. Terramorphs are omnipresent when Major Sinon. As such, except one. Once you're on the other side of... Do we understand each other? The initial Terramorph outbreak that overran Londinium during the tail end of the Colony War came as a complete shock. Waves of the creatures appeared out of nowhere, and the city was quickly overwhelmed. There were some attempts. He ordered the spaceport to be bombed, ensuring no other ships could leave the city, halting this. And the intervening 20 years have only made Londinium more hostile, not less. So my people will not be coming for you out there. Understood? We are unwanted guests on this planet, and, as a rule, I don't put my people in any more risk than is absolutely necessary. We've got it hard enough out here. So, no, there will be no cavalry sweeping into the rescue. Terramorphs, and plenty of them, outside our little sanctuary here, much of the planet is theirs. For that reason, we keep our trips into the city to a minimum. That also means our intel becomes largely historical once you go much beyond the defenses. It's also why I want to make sure I'm being crystal clear. Out there, you're on your own. Precisely. I'll leave you to your preparations then. You can find your equipment in our armory, base of the tower just outside. And I do believe there's someone waiting for you there, Captain. Now, once you're outside the base, it's my personal suggestion you make a beat, though I can't guarantee it won't contain anything. I hope you all find what you're looking for out there. Robot, you're coming with me.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Commander. Percival, you all set to hook into their comms tower?
Should only take a few minutes. Let's get this done and get the hell out of here.
Percival will be scanning the city for our samples from here. When he finds one, he'll transmit the coordinates to us out in the field.
Pinpoint's a bit strong.
The equipment will be able to get us a rough location of any acceptable samples in the scan area. It'll be up to you, Kaiser, and I to find the things. All right. Head over to the armory and gear up. Once you're done, we'll meet by the entrance to the city.
There's a huge difference between being prepared and carrying too much. transfer's complete. Those codes will allow you to temporarily restore power to most facilities. Word of advice while you're out there. Don't trust what the voices tell you.
Hey.
Can't chat right now.
You match our description. The Vanguard captain? The cabinet wanted you to have something. Make sure you had the best tools for the task at hand. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Don't go into the city much. Never for long. Too risky.
lock to the city? Over there.
All set on your gear? Are you ready to do this? Then let's get this show on the road. Kaiser? Percival, everything green on your ends?
I am ready.
Personal comm should be routed through Kaiser now. You copy that?
Roger, loud and clear.
Perhaps too loud.
Oh, you're a riot robot.
Kaiser, kick it off.
Unlock code transmitted. You may open the gate when ready.
All right. On our way into the city.
Got one. A sea lease. Not far. Old shipping yard just past the processing plant. Gene samples are probably in one of the containers.
Systems suggest hostiles in area.
Shit. These things, they're all dominated. Clean them out and keep an eye out for the more patrolling them.
I'm glad
You'd make
you're
a decent
handling
field
the
biologist,
network.
Captain. This one's down.
Kill protocols active. Detected. Correcting. Deploying lethal cover.
Like the last of them. No sign of a morph, though.
Your shipping yard's just beyond the processing plant. Cache with some goodies is towards the rear of the facility.
Kaiser, close enough for you to dial in the location of those samples from here?
Yes, they're faint.
Is it really necessary for you to drag around all that gear?
I have restored power to the containers.
Jackpot! Get down there and collect as many as you can.
that junk you're hauling is seriously slowing you down.
Samples collected.
All right, now hand those over to Kaiser, and let's get out of here.
Samples secure.
Nice work. No. Earlier scan picked up a valid Terramorph sample, but, well, it's in the spaceport. And the quick route there looks like it got blasted when the port did.
There are steam tunnels under the city, which will allow us to access the spaceport.
What do you... That's right. Kaiser, how did you know that?
I am not sure.
Percival, you see any better option?
Not from where I'm standing.
We've got our answer.
Access unlocked. We may proceed.
Kaiser, this flora, this is Lazarus plant, isn't it?
Confirmed.
You know, no one even realized it was a living thing until someone got it under a microscope and saw it had cells. Can't be cultivated anywhere but Londonium. Real marvel. All these leeches. That part of the life form should prove useful. What's that?
My God, look at it. A Lazarus in bloom. You know, we might be some of the only.
What's happening? Captain, have you seen this? The heat leeches are terramorphs.
What? No, it can't be true. Heat leeches are everywhere. They live everywhere. That means terramorphs. Oh my God.
You just saw that, right? You would tell me if I was losing my mind. That heat leech
became a terramorph. The pests that have snuck onto every planet are baby terramorphs. Heat leeches hide out in ships, sneak away after landing, and then, with time, they transform. We just found out how terramorphs move between planets. That I don't have an answer for right now. But if they share the Aciles will have... No, Lazarus plants can't grow anywhere but here, let alone blossom. Plus, if what we just saw, pretty major, the Lazarus plant. But that means you could Good God. But first, you'd have to know...
Well, we're never gonna know if you don't catch that thing. Get after it!
We may proceed.
Go!
Data from the Nью-Атлантис and Casette attacks, right?
Uploaded them myself.
Captain, let Kaiser take a look at that sample. We're gonna have plenty to discuss once we get out of here.
Analysis. It is a match. This suggests...
There's no way a plant this rare, this fragile, just shows up here, Nью-Атлантис, and Casette. The transformations on those worlds, they must have been triggered by human hands.
Captain, do you understand what it is we just stumbled on here?
Exactly. Someone saw the Lazarus plant in action and used it to trigger the attacks.
A bioweapon no one would recognize as one. Oh, that's a terrifying prospect. Sort of thing that'll keep you up at night. And the sort of thing whoever did this probably didn't expect us to uncover.
Makes some sense, actually.
Casette was likely their first test. Someplace remote where no one would question a few settlers going missing. Ensure the big show, the attack on Nью-Атлантис, would be a success. And the timing of that one.
It couldn't have been just luck that it happened right when we were asking the cabinet to do something about the terramorphs. These attacks. I think someone planned them to set all this in motion. It can't. At least, I didn't think it could. But maybe if we're right about this, someone found a way.
Oh, I am well aware. In particular because it leaves some big questions unanswered. Who could pull something like this off? And why?
The colonies have a bloody past, certain.
Agreed.
Let's save the discussion for when you all aren't standing in the universe's closest equivalent to help. If we're gonna do anything to...
Roger that. Kaiser?
The entrance is this way.
Anyone got ideas where we can get some extra juice?
Local power looks like it was controlled in the security office. Upper floor.
Captain and I can scout it out. Kaiser, see if you can't find another way to get it open.
Roger that. I have restored power to the office entrance. You may proceed.
There's the control panel. Still looks operable. Of all the things to survive.
Reactivated. Error. Control system reboot required.
And we do that... Ah! Captain. I think I see it. Back in business.
Warning. Emergency recorder message detected. Transcription process engaged. Playback initiated.
Admiral Senon, we need to make the evacuation request.
That's my father he's addressing. He was here? Didn't think he'd have the guts to look those soldiers in the eye before blowing this place to pieces.
Admiral!
It just... transformed. An invisible weapon. No planet would be safe. Colonel, the troops that closed off the sewers after my evaluation, they're all in this facility.
Other than our casualties, yes, sir.
Good. Get them into defensive positions around the spaceport. No one leaves. I'll send ships as soon as possible.
Thank God. None of us wanted to go down swarmed by those things.
That won't be your fate, Colonel. You have my word.
Transcription complete. Physical copy available.
An invisible weapon. He knew. He knew about the Lazarus plant. Grab that recording. We should talk.
we're loaded, we should stop and prioritize what we're carrying.
Hey, Victus. The recording said it all. He saw the potential. He killed. Yes. But I guess only he didn't succeed. Now's not the time to joke like that, all right? No. That's insane. He died. They executed him. They faked his death? My entire unit, they threw us all to the wolves, but kept him? And now he's what? An advisor? Commanding the fleet in secret? What was so important that they had to keep him alive? I'm sure they did. They invested so much in him over the years. Even grew him an entire family he didn't want.
He's alive. Victus is still alive. This is just typical of you.
I guess it makes sense though, doesn't it? The UC of that era, only as long as I live. But wait, if... Good point. Deal with one monster at a time. Kaiser, try it now.
Situation successful.
Guys, your sample, it moved. I'd be real careful out there if I were you.
That doesn't sound good. Eyes peeled.
Here they come along the path to end their living days at last.
Well then, that's all we've got.
I can't see that sound. What is that? Oh.
That thing is putting out some kind of signal. Radar's lighting up. I think you're due for some company.
Join us. Join us in this.
The signal that thing's putting out to call in those creatures, I think I can nullify. But I'm gonna need some help.
Here! I'm over here! Oh god! Please don't let me die!
There should be some radar equipment powered up now, running. You get those online, and I'll relay my signal from there.
Closer. Closer. Closer now.
I'd like to take a look at that under a microscope.
Connection received. Broadcasting signal.
Look! It's working! But the thralls, they're attacking the anomaly. Percival, are you doing this?
Save, save, save. Never save, never save. Never save.
They always... Check your fist! It's right there!
You want to call it quits? We're not going to complain.
Hey, over here. Please. You have to help me. I'm coming for you.
Good. Now just stash that sample with Kaiser and we're done. Control! They're not coming after us. I guess we should grab that sample while we can.
Final sample secure.
All wrapped up. Time to get the hell out of here. Percival, you should unplug and find somewhere we can talk. Privately.
On it. See you soon.
jump looked painful. Not doing that.
Look at all of you. Back from the underworld. Got pretty frantic on the comms towards the end there. But it sounded like this was a success. Got everything we need to put this plan in motion. Can't be positive until we run some tests. But knowing that the term arguably makes...
Agreed. Plus, I don't think you're...
But none of that's getting done without the samples. You do have them, right? Ah, best place for them. Now, my connection might have gotten a bit fuzzy there, but do I have it right that Ve Victus knew about this damn plant?
That's what it sounded like.
Guess the old Admiral must have told someone what he learned. Even he's not clever enough to pull off an attack like that from the great beyond.
It's a bit more complicated than that.
I'm sorry, what? He's pulling my leg, right? Adrian?
No, I don't believe he is.
So that means we have a suspect.
I believe that's exactly what that means. Look, Captain. Percival and we need to get these samples back to the lab. Ensure we'll be able to handle cleaning up the leeches as well as the terramorphs. But Ve Victus is the only solid lead we've got on the attacks. Since you're the only one who knows where he is, can you speak to him? See if you can get him to cough up anything he might know. Captain, I truly don't. He's already shown. So do you think you could do it? Whatever you can turn up is more than we have now. We'll all meet back at Mast, outside the cabinet chambers. They're gonna want to know everything we've uncovered here. Best of luck, Captain. And thank you for dealing with him.
Terramorphs are heat leeches. Considering what else we found, that might be the least surprising discovery of the day.
For you. looks peaceful from up here, doesn't it?
General, you again. You're advised to leave this orbit immediately. The United Colonies will not be held responsible for any harm you suffer by proceeding. Let me check my logs. All right, you can proceed. We'll let them know you're on your way down. United Colony space. Maintain current course while we scan for contraband. And complete. Enjoy your stay in Nью-Атлантис.
Let's pop into Outland while we're here, and see if Joe has anything useful to add to our arsenal.
You should inspect your ship for heat leeches every couple landings. They'll cause plenty of havoc if left unchecked. Anything I can help you with? Looks to me like you're already in pretty good... I'm sure you can find something you like. Okay, no problem.
be scanned as you enter the city. Please keep moving. Okay, no bounty. You're clear.
Hmm?
pleasant surprise. When I heard you and Hadrian were headed for Londinium of all places, I presumed you must be onto something big. Did you find what you were looking for? I haven't been to Londinium in many years. Why? Is there some way I could be of assistance? Were you able to recover what you were looking for? Good news, then. So, what exactly are you doing here? Plenty still to be done in defeating the Terramorphs, no? Did you? Well, I don't know what you think you heard on this recording, but I sincerely hope you didn't come to the wrong conclusions. After all, given the Cabinet's current state of anxiety, they might misinterpret such a discovery to mean I could have been involved with the attacks. Perhaps I can convince you to keep this among us. Of course. Do I look like I'm in any position to do what you're describing? So I'd very much appreciate your agreement to not share what you found. We wouldn't want anyone else jumping to conclusions now, would we? You want to hear the words, then? I did it. The Terramorph attacks on Tau Ceti, Nью-Атлантис, my doing. Years of coordination between my associate and I, figuring out how to deploy the Lazarus plant's pollen outside of Londinium, learning to synthesize it, use it as a weapon. Now, being as clever as you are, I'm sure you have thoughts on why I might do such a thing. All in due time. First, I want to see if you're truly as astute as you appear. So why would someone like me go through all this trouble? Not a bad thought. But no, the attacks were a correction. When I discovered the plant, I did consider handing over what I'd found, but we were at war. And I couldn't risk information that dangerous falling into the wrong hands. So I ordered the bombing of the Londinium spaceport, fixing two problems at once. Halting the spread of the city's Terramorph outbreak, and sealing away knowledge of the plant's potential. It's easy to judge now, but the Freestar Collective had spies everywhere. In that moment, I wasn't about to add another dangerous variable to an already catastrophic war. But then, as the war ended, my trial, my execution, I made a decision. After all, I'd given everything for the colonies. My life as I knew it included. And what did I get in return? Was there any effort by the UC to protect my legacy? My daughter's legacy? No. We were sacrificed when all we did was serve. So I kept what I'd learned and arranged the attacks to set things right again. My daughter, she becomes a hero. I become a trusted advisor, having found Kaiser, the research team, and cement my new position of influence when I hand them the name of the person responsible for the attack on Nью-Атлантис. The dear departed Dr. Reginald Orlays, the associate who aided me all these years, and whom I always slated to take the fall. What luck he was stopped dead before he could hurt anyone else. His decades on the run brought to an end by another unlikely hero. You. Why would I want to be in the good graces of the people who control my very life? I don't know, Captain. Maybe I still dream of a life outside these walls someday. A new face would be needed, of course, but it wasn't an impossibility. Though now, I'm not so sure. It wasn't easy. But the beauty of being loathed is that people will do whatever they can not to deal with you. They wanted to pretend I didn't exist. And so I used their blind eye to my advantage. Still, establishing a back channel to Orlays via the UC recovery teams was painstaking work. I've led campaigns less nerve-wracking. They believed they were luring in wanted criminals, but were in fact delivering precisely encoded slates, filled with instructions invisible to any but their recipient, dropped off at just the right moments to fall into the proper hands, all without the UC realizing whom they were actually dealing with. Slow work. But as you can see, ultimately effective. Something amiss, Captain? Can't remember the many lives you've taken. Orlays was the man whose death you brought about around the moon of Etheria, the pilot of the Warlock, the man I had to eliminate, to hide my secret. Captain, please. You've benefited here as much as I have. Maybe more. It's why I had Orlays reprogram Kaiser. Had that old machine guide you to where I found the plant all those years ago. I went to great lengths to ensure your and Hadrian's success. And look at the results. I know for a fact the Cabinet's planning to honor both you and Hadrian once this is all done. Isn't that preferable to languishing away in obscurity? Running jobs on the tail end of nowhere for the Vanguard? With only the vague hopes of perhaps earning the right to buy a home in the well someday. Something befitting the dedication to the colonies you two have shown. While, of course, they can't give you a command, responsibility like that has to be earned. The cabinet does have access to considerable resources. I expect you'll be quite pleased with the result, and none of it would have happened without my intervention. Precisely. And let's not forget the importance of our actual endgame. Eliminating the terramorphs. Securing knowledge of the Lazarus plant. What we've set in motion is going to protect thousands, maybe millions of lives. I'm simply requesting one more life be protected. Mine. I've already sent along the evidence of Orlez's role in the attacks to the cabinet, leaving out my own involvement. All I ask is that you confirm as much to the cabinet. Tell them that it was Orlez and Orlez alone. After all, I do still have a long list of threats to the UC. This needn't be the end of our good works together. And how many have you killed to get where you are now? There are no great works that don't cost lives, Captain. So we sacrificed. I only hope. Splendid. Then I won't keep you. You've got important work, after all.
Authorized personnel only.
Hey.
Your friend has to stay here.
Excellent. I picked up something you might be interested in.
Perfect timing. We just got in.
So on our end, good news.
Means either plan should work for clearing.
Considering what the Lazarus plant, I already sent along info to the cabinet to get. So what about your end? Did you find anything? Did my father tell you what he knew about the Lazarus plant?
Orlez? Reginald Orlez? He did this? I didn't think he was still alive.
I don't know much.
That's some impressive. So then give us the right. I'm sorry to hear that. Any idea why? I can't imagine the amount of...
Well, the man knew...
Well, at least he won't be able... So I guess there's... This might be our last... Asylees aren't hot, but they've already been spread. Using them to... Given what we know now... They are.
Microbe needed minimal adjustment.
And the Asylees seem...
Hell of a sight to watch.
Then here we go.
Welcome back, all of you. But according to him, is what I'm reading here.
My God.
An attack? Using terramorphs?
You will all receive a full briefing. So then is what the second
That appears to be the case, ma'am.
Reginald Olays? Wasn't there a report he'd been killed recently?
Body was found floating around. Report mentioned you were...
Ah, yes. Well, this report contains
Simply.
Indeed. Though it would have been preferable for him, it seems both you have our thing. Now, with the threads you brought, the three of you have likely spent. As such,
A sound decision, man.
well, but we'll ensure it's growth. We're already discussing the... I'm not sure I like what... though.
Yes, absolutely.
That is an idea with some merit to it.
Two birds with a single stone. Very well. Thank you for the suggestion, Captain. So then, the Cabinet has agreed to... In fact, the project we're embarking...
Madam President, this microbe is
To someone with limited knowledge, using it to wipe out the terror.
and fast results always.
As you can see, they're... Major?
We've had a few discussions, but only the captain.
I see. Please. The responsibilities, research and day-to-day, all diplomatic, but most of the actual... This won't work without them.
Exactly right, ma'am. The Interstellar Affairs Office has already begun reaching out to worlds throughout the settled systems, informing them of the risks we're all facing, and that the UC has a plan to prevent what happened on Nью-Атлантис from happening elsewhere. Thus far, the response has been overwhelmingly positive. The spirit of mutual cooperation displayed between the UC and the Freestar Collective in managing the terramorph data set a good tone for the work we're doing, Captain. We expect it.
Infinitesimally low.
But not zero.
The chance of a start. Personally, as I believe. I can feel this one. While intimidated, the concern is we do everything we could. But if we do...
Very well. I believe we have a... It falls to...
Glad to see someone's not afraid of a little applied. The science division is in full...
I doubt there's another bot.
Absolutely correct. There are...
Order, please. And Major Sinan, Dr. Walker.
We trust the captain's judgment.
Then the matter is settled. Today, as befits such a... Today, we will be...
Class 1? For the three of us?
What he means to say is...
Oh, yeah.
You all have earned. Now, there's Major Sinan.
We'd be honored, ma'am.
And as a member of both of them, speak to your commander. He should be able to provide on behalf of the whole of the United. This meeting is adjourned.
You're carrying too many odds and ends.
Got anything you need to offload? Trade authorities always buy. Kiosk right here for you.
We see any on your ship, they're toast.
Thrusters firing. Changing orbit now. jump complete.
Approaching ship, you've entered Freestar Collective space. Maintain your current course while we scan for contraband. Alright, you're good. Welcome to Neon.
Thanks for stopping to chat.
None of distractions, and I have something I need to discuss with you. Ever since we talked about the... Was it that obvious? Oh, I thought I could... The last time I need to find... Of course. One problem though. I think we need... Shortly after the UC listed the Dauntless took it. We had 3. Lucky. Still, it turned out that my shuttle... I wouldn't call what I did a soft landing, but thank you. My shuttle should have the That's if scavengers haven't. It has a breathable atmosphere. Don't worry, it's not as... It's the Hold on. For that, we are going to have to head to Mast and see if we can get the information from my... Your instincts are right on target. Logan and I butted heads more than once during my time with the Navigator Corps. Look, I hope this is... That's why I'm desperate for your help. Truth is, if I begin to fall apart... Besides the bad memories... Joking aside, I'd be something I've... You're right. Hey, hopefully...
Aim point reached. Orbit stable. Navigational feedback checks out.
This is UC
You're in
Security.
the right place.
Prepare to be scanned for contraband. Scan complete. Go ahead and land.
I have things for you. If you don't mind, I'd like to speak to Admiral Logan sooner, rather. Not at all. You can ask me anything. Logan and I have... When word came down... We haven't... The escape shuttle had some... Fortunately... Honestly, it wasn't until... Let me know if you need it. Yeah. Admiral Logan's office shouldn't be terribly far. Let's go. Next time, use your jetpack.
Informed us of your new status. Congratulations on making Class 1.
Sorry to pull you aside like this, but I wanted to take a moment to taking those steps to eradicate the Terramorph threat. Yes, exactly. Well, apparently their decision... That's a wise decision. Besides... Good, good. Your decision. Oh, yes. Without... It was another inspired decision. Oh, well, if there's anything...
Sarah Morgan. It's been what, almost 10 years?
Admiral, it's, good to see you again, sir.
You're not required to address me as sir. That protocol ended the moment you dropped your clusters on my desk, remember?
Look, Admiral, I'm not here to open old wounds.
Old wounds is an interesting turn of phrase, given our past. Listen to me, Commander. I'm not sure why you're here, but whatever it is, why don't you just get to it?
I'm here because I need your help, Admiral.
You need my help. That's interesting. The last time we spoke, you made it quite clear that you were turning your back on the Navy.
That was a decade ago. Things change. People change. Admiral, please. I didn't come here to argue. I'm here to come to terms with my past.
Your past is sitting in a closed file in the archives. That's where you left it when you walked out on the United Colonies. And what about you? Just who in the blazes are you anyway? I see. Then, as Sarah's associate, perhaps you could kindly explain to me why I shouldn't have the both of you as...
With all due respect, Admiral.
I don't have a problem with you, Commander. That's quite a noble gesture. Is this true, Commander?
It's about Cassiopeia, Admiral. I'm heading back there to find out what happened to the crew of the Dauntless, and hopefully, to bring their legacy home.
That sounds like a dangerous operation. Are you certain it's worth the risk?
I don't know.
I understand. Mental scars left by war rarely heal.
I want to put an end.
I understand. And our last encounter has obviously distorted.
If you wouldn't mind allow...
That shouldn't be too difficult. I've sent all the relevant information.
No, Admiral.
You don't need to thank me, Commander. I just hope you find...
We should make sure we're well supplied for the trip to Cassiopeia.
Yes?
Ever been to Estonia? My brother works there.
If you don't see what you want, feel free to ask. There's a bit more in the back if you're not. Oh, please, take a look. Thanks for coming in.
Sorry, heat leeches can turn into what?
Supporting the things people do to their poor ships.
Understood.
Ready to launch.
Dust off complete. Stay in orbit or jump. Your call. Tired of that?
can't believe I'm here. It feels like walking into a dream. Oh, it's been nearly 20 years, but it feels like a lifetime. Strangely, this place looks exactly the same as I remember it. But that isn't possible, right? Just like a dream. No. I'll be fine. Phew. Okay, so let me get my bearings for a moment. Yes, this looks correct. Those rock formations nearby look familiar. My old campsite shouldn't be far. Yes, exactly. Since most of my gear was destroyed, I depended on those landmarks to orient myself while I was stranded. Once we get to the campsite, we'll use that as a starting point to search for the cruise shuttle wreckage. Let's go. Oh, now I've lost my appetite. This must be some debris from my shuttle. Not exactly a textbook landing, but I didn't have much of a choice. This is it. This, not exactly Paradiso, is it? Yeah? Well, look at this thing. I think we need to grab it. Sure, we have plenty of power cells on the ship, but they're not. I'm afraid we'll have to do some scrounging. No, I'm afraid that it could. Even if it could. Sure, when I was stranded, the beacon was up. Setting up this beacon probably saved my life. Who knows how long I would have been... Maybe you can get that to point us to the nearest restaurant. Aha. Oh, my damn arm! Give it the best shot.